maybe how do you met with your husband?
Because my husband is Indonesian, and we met for the first time in the event of Jagiellonian University Astronomical Observatory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to watch basically stars. This is where we met.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat datang di channel aku. Jadi nama aku Tiffany Hayyu dan ini Gosya.
Ya, Assalamualaikum.
Kita akan bicara tentang bagaimana sih menjadi mualaf di Eropa ini. Jadi aku mau bicara dalam bahasa Inggris, tapi sebenarnya Gosya ini bisa sedikit-sedikit bahasa Indonesia.
Ya, mengerti sedikit.
Ya, sedikit. Tapi sudah bagus pengucapannya.
Terima kasih.
Ya, oke. Let's start speaking in English. Yeah, maybe can you make introduction about yourself to people there, to audience?
Okay, so my name is Gosia. I am a student in Kraków University, Jagiellonian University, and currently I'm studying Middle Eastern Studies, where I can study Arabic, which is really nice for me as a Muslim revert, which I am, because I converted to Islam in 2018. And since then I had my journey to understand and know Islam better.
That's cool. So, in which city you are come from? Is it near Kraków?
It's a small city nearby Kielce. It's approximately 2.5 hour by car from Kraków. It's very small, no foreigners there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and maybe I want to ask, how do you know about Islam at first time?
So for the first time I heard about Islam was when I was around 15 years old, and I found a girl on website called Ask FM.
Oh, okay.
And she was a Polish revert Muslim, and she was, explaining Islam to Polish people about stereotypes and clear, all the misunderstandings. And since then I had a bit better opinion about Islam, because of course in Poland Islam is not a very common, topic, and if it is, then it's usually in negative aspects. So it was hard to break the ice for me as a young teenager and to see Islam in this very nice and loving perspective. So yeah, this was the first time I heard about Islam, and also the first time where I could read something positive about Islam, because Polish media is all about terrorism and terrorist attacks and stuff like that. And when I came to Kraków, which was 2 years ago, I got to know many foreigners, and also I wanted to learn Korean at the time, so I was using app for language exchange, and there I met many Muslims who apparently teach me more about Islam, and apparently I grow to understand more and to like it, and I found myself as a part of this.
Nice. So first time Islam from the Polish media. I mean like Ask FM, but this is in Polish, right? From
Yes,
Polish
yes.
people also who convert. Yeah. Oh yeah. Nice. Yes. Very nice. And so how do you maybe meet Muslim friends? So because in my opinion, maybe you need friends like from which is Muslim to maybe guide you about Islam. Yeah. So how do you find your friend?
So apparently the first time I was only texting on online apps basically. Because I made a mistake. First time I started using these apps was when I still was back in my hometown, and I didn't have much interactions with foreigners, because there are apparently no foreigners. Maybe on my vacation or holiday, but at the time my English wasn't really that good yet to be able to have some conversation with foreigners. And in Krakow, in my uni, and also socializing outside uni, I met many foreigners, many people from abroad, from Europe and not only. And this also helped me a lot to make my English better, so that I could have a proper conversation with anybody.
So first about Islam in online platform, and then ask maybe to your friends about it.
Yes.
And maybe
actually I converted to Islam because I got to know it from my Indonesian friends online, because I met mostly Indonesians online that would text me on this app because they were very curious of Poland, of Europe, and in the same time I could get some information about Indonesia. And Indonesia was very, very interesting for me because I didn't really get much information before. It's not really popular here, I would say. So except Bali, but of course everyone knows about Bali. And my friends from online websites, they were the example of Muslims for me. So when I saw what kind of people they are, and that they are very positive and nice and loving, I realized that Islam cannot be bad, it cannot be what media portrays it, and it has to be some other side to it. So I was decided I'm gonna dig in and find my own truth. And apparently after a few months of reading about Islam, after asking a lot of questions to people, and I decided that this is what I need in my life, this is what I was looking for, and I decided to say Shahada at home. Yeah, I was alone at home, and I said Shahada because I was like, if I believe and if it makes sense for me, then there's no point in waiting. So I said Shahada, and I instantly started to learn praying, to speak basic Arabic, to learn how to be Muslim basically. The first struggles I had was to pray properly, because Arabic was a total strange language and alphabet for me. So it was,
for me also it's hard actually.
It was very difficult in the beginning. But apparently after a few trials, after watching a lot of YouTube videos about how to pray, I managed to learn it, even though I struggled a lot a bit. And of course my pronunciation wasn't really good in the beginning.
That's nice. And so you said your shahada in your house. Do your parents know at that time you said shahada?
No, they didn't know. My parents didn't know that I converted to Islam for almost 2 years of me being Muslim. My mom knew a bit earlier. I never said it openly to my dad or any other members of my family, but my dad realized it after having a few conversations with me. And also my family, my close family, still follows me on social media, so they could see what I'm posting, what content I'm making. And then of course they got to know my husband, which is also Muslim, and they could learn more about Islam because of our relationship as well.
I just thinking, I think it's kind of hard for you. I mean, because you are being Muslim alone. I mean, not. Just you in your member like Muslim, and also, I just thinking how you are maintaining your belief. I mean, how you are still thinking that your new religion now is good, and you want to be always learning every day. Yeah? How you are maintaining your maybe curiosity about Islam?
So in the beginning it was quite difficult. When I was still in my hometown, I had to pray during the night because I didn't want anyone to see me praying. I was still hiding that I converted to Islam, and I had to basically move all the prayers to the night time so that I can pray peacefully. No one would come to my room and no one could notice, basically. So that was one of the biggest struggle to basically pray on time. Also, I wanted to fast during Ramadan, and it was also difficult in the beginning because I had to.
Because it's long.
Yeah, it's very long, especially in Poland, where time is a bit different, the sun time. And it was also quite difficult. I would just go out from the house for most of the time to not eat at home, so that would solve my problem. But later on it was a bit easier because my parents didn't really put much pressure on me eating, because I never had problem with eating. I always liked to eat a lot, so it wasn't a problem. The struggles that I think of now are that in the beginning most of my friends that I had turned back to me. They just decided that I'm not worth their friendship anymore because I don't drink with them, you know. That's the first thing. Diet was difficult, you know, to avoid pork. This was like really, really difficult, especially for me. My parents didn't put a pressure on me eating pork, but my grandma did. Because my grandma, you know, pork is one of the most popular meat in Poland, and it's one of the cheapest. So whenever I was in my grandma's house, she would serve me pork, and I was always, you know, feeling bad that I didn't eat. She would be upset, of course, but eventually after some time and explaining that I don't want to eat this and I don't feel comfortable eating this, although I have nothing against if someone eats this when I'm around, you know, especially from my family, because we need to make compromises. So, but now no one forces pork anymore on me, nor alcohol, but sometimes still to, you know, for example, my friends, they would still ask me if I still want to drink something with them, you know, they are having some drinks and I would be the one who doesn't drink, but they would be like still, you know, I know that you are not drinking alcohol, but maybe this time you want to drink, and I'm like, no, I didn't change my mind. Thank you very much though. So yeah, this is the struggle too. Another one that I think of is celebrating holidays alone. This was like quite difficult because my family is Christian and they will all celebrate Christmas and Easter and some other Christian holidays. And I would take part in this. I would be with them during these holidays because it's for them. It's not that I celebrate, but I want to be there for them because I know it's important for them. But in the same time, during Ramadan, during Eid, during any other holiday, like I'm alone basically. It's I wish my family everything good during Christmas, during Easter, but I never receive anything from them on my holidays, and this is quite sad for me. Yeah, there's no understanding in this spectrum.
But at least I mean you in your big families are good, right? I mean in good your connection each other. I mean if you have your own religion now and your big family is not problem right now. It's not problem for you and your family, right?
My close family.
You are still in peace, living in peace.
Yeah. My close family is okay. I would say they got used to it. In the beginning it was difficult, but now we are on good terms. I don't know about my big family because I don't really have much contact with them. We are not that close, and they are everywhere in Poland. Like not all of them live in the same city. I don't have contact with everybody. Although I know that some of them know about my conversion and about my husband, but like they never said openly anything bad, although I'm sure that they are not really supportive because they don't understand many things. They have, they are afraid as well, maybe of something that they don't know. So I'm pretty sure that it's hard for them to understand. I had although conversation with a few of my aunties when I was in some family gathering, and they asked me a lot about Islam, about Indonesia as well, which is Muslim country. They were, asking me, but it was really nice conversation because they show a lot of compassion and they were just, truly interested and wanted to understand me more. And after this conversation, they are a bit more open-minded and understood me a bit more. So I would say the biggest challenge is to talk about this. You need a lot of time, you need to talk a lot. You cannot explain Islam and your choice in, for example, 30 minutes of dinner time, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it needs a lot of time.
Okay. And maybe could you please tell me about maybe how do you met with your husband?
Because my husband is Indonesian, and we met for the first time in the event of Jagiellonian University Astronomical Observatory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, to watch basically stars. This is where we met. And since then we just met a few times to get to know each other a bit better, and later on we got engaged after 2 months. But we didn't want to have this non-halal relationship, so we went a bit fast, because in Poland usually couples get married after a few years. They get engaged after a few years of knowing each other. Sometimes even it's 5-10 years of going to school together, experiencing all this teenagehood together, and then they get engaged and then they get married. But for me, we got engaged after 2 months and then we got married the same year.
Okay. Maybe could you please tell me when you did your shahada and when did you marry to make it more clear?
Okay,
the timeline.
So I said shahada at home by myself in 2018. Then I had official shahada in masjid with witnesses in 2019 in May, and then I got engaged in July 2019. And then we got Nikah in October 2019.
That's nice. And maybe could you tell me how to do Nikah in Europe, especially?
Okay, I'm gonna use my notes then, because it's a bit more complicated thing, and I want to make sure that I can say everything correctly. So I was also talking about this topic with my friend who got recently her nikah with foreigner as well. So I'm kind of fresh about this because I had a bit different experience than my friend. So if you want to get married in Poland, you need to have civil marriage. And for nikah in Poland, because nikah apparently it has no legal force in Poland. So if you just have nikah, you are still legally not a couple. You are not married. So you need to have civil marriage first, and then nikah according to Polish law. And to get the civil marriage with an Indonesian citizen, that was in my case, he needed to have the birth certificate, and it had to be translated, and also first had to be legalized by Polish ambassador in Indonesia in Jakarta.
Okay.
Yes.
Not in Poland.
No, it has to be legalized in Indonesia, in the host country of the foreigner. And then translated by admitted translator to Polish language. Yeah, and also you need to have document about your marital status, if you are married or if you have children, because it's important. It has to be done according to both Polish and Indonesian law. So you need document about this as well to make it applicable in both countries. Yeah, and what else? This marital status document also has to be issued in Indonesia because it's admitted by the local governor.
Not in Poland?
No, it has to be done in Indonesia because it's gonna be the document that will give you this admission that Indonesian law is applicable with Polish law, that there is no misunderstanding. For example, according to Polish law, you need to give the surname of the children that will be from this relationship. So, for example, on the civil marriage certificate, you need to say that the children that will be from this marriage will have the given name, and then you write down the name. So, let's say if you give the birth to the children in Indonesia, you can give any name you want, right?
Yes.
Yes, but in
we
Poland,
don't have any rule of names.
yes, in Poland there's rules. There are specific names you can give, and the surname should follow either mother or father's surname. So let's say my name is Gosia Marczyńska, so my children should have either surname Marczyńska or from my husband Jundula. They cannot have any other different surname. That's why these documents have to be issued from Indonesia and then admitted by the Polish embassy, so that they can make sure that we can get married according to Polish and Indonesian law.
Yeah, but Polish embassy in Jakarta.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. That's why it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of efforts. You need to go to a lot of different administrators, and it costs money as well because the translation, for example, is pricey.
Yeah, and but do you have to make a contact also with embassy of Indonesia in Warsaw? Or
Yes, it needs to be also legalized by this embassy too. So,
and yeah, so how long this process was begin?
for us it was pretty fast because my husband's family sent him the documents. He didn't have to go to Indonesia because his family took care of his documents and they just sent everything here. So it made everything much easier. Your family can actually take care of this, which is a good thing. You don't have to travel back just to get the documents and then travel back here because it would take a lot of money and efforts as well. And when it comes to Nikah, for us we had our Nikah in UK, in Manchester.
Oh, Manchester.
Yeah, because
In mosque, right?
yes, in mosque, yes. We got first Nikah and then civil marriage. Because in Poland, if you want to have this Nikah in Poland, some imam will tell you to bring first civil document because they want to follow the Polish law. So first you need to have the civil marriage and then Nikah. But because we had our Nikah abroad, in UK it's okay to have Nikah only and not civil marriage. So we got our Nikah there, and then we could have this halal relationship. And then we took care of the documents when we had some more time, and we know that we don't have to hurry up with this. But Nikah was more important for us, so we got Nikah first.
Sure.
Yeah. But for example, my friend, which got married in Poland, they only got Nikah. And they did this in a different way because they knew some imam that gave them Nikah without civil marriage. But you need to know this imam that will agree to this. Yeah, because for example, when we got our Nikah, the imam wanted to make sure that me as a Muslim revert, I know what I'm doing and it's not forced by anyone. So he asked me a lot of questions like, do you know your rights in Islam? Do you know your husband's rights? Do you want to put something in your Nikah certificate? Like, do you have any requirements? So he wanted to make sure that I am safe, that that this marriage is not forced, for example, for documents. So this was very important, and I feel very grateful that this imam was very he cared a lot about me and my future. So that's why, like in Poland, my friend who got married here, she also got this imam who wanted to make sure that it's not forced. They don't do this for the documents, for anything that shouldn't be, right? Because marriage is not about, providing documents. So yeah, but we didn't know at the time that we can actually find someone who can do this in Poland for us safely. So we wanted to make sure that everything is right, and we went to UK. A bit more complicated, but that's always a way, right?
Yes. So in Manchester, how long you manage it? Yeah? Is it takes a long time to maybe reserve a spot in most of Manchester?
It was quite easy for us thanks to my friend from UK. She helped us a lot. She contacted with Sheikh and made an appointment, but it was quite quick. We could contact him 1 week before and he organized time for us. It took us maybe 45 minutes in total with everything. It was very quick, but we had a bit of conversation before just to explain some stuff, but signing the certificate and having the ceremony, it was quite fast, so yeah, it didn't took much time. But my friend helped a lot because she contacted the mosque for us. If not her, probably it would be a more troublesome though.
Yeah. So do you get a book like buku nikah, book of marriage?
No. It's not popular in Europe apparently.
Okay.
But we have a certificate. It's like diploma,
Oh, okay.
It's laminated, looks pretty, but it's not a book. Yeah.
Like big paper, right?
Yes.
A4 size.
Yeah. So like this. It's
one for you and one for your husband.
we got few copies just to
okay.
make sure that if we needed to give it to some place, whatever office, then we can have more to make sure that we can give them if we need them to be given some.
Interesting. Okay, and do you manage also reception? Do you know reception? It's like party after wedding. Do you manage also?
No, we didn't have like big party or anything. We had gathering with friends though, and it was small, but it was really nice, And yeah, because my family didn't know about this. Yeah, my family had no idea that I got this nikah, so I didn't celebrate with my family. And even if I did, they are not Muslims, so it's not really important for them. It was just important for me. And also because we are in Poland, so my husband's family is in Indonesia, and also we wanted to make wedding this year, but because of coronavirus situation, we couldn't even travel to Indonesia, so everything moved to the next year probably. Hopefully the situation will be better and we can go. Yeah.
Do you have cultural maybe differences between you and your your husband? Like, you facing something?
This is actually interesting because we don't really have cultural differences between us, because I was very interested in Indonesia for approximately 3 years, so I know a lot about Indonesia, and I don't have, we have the same religion, which makes it already a bit easier for us, because if we had different religion, it would be way more difficult, because we would have different perspective, we would have different goals in life, but one religion really unites us, so it makes it more simple. I was thinking about these cultural differences, but it's usually the things that we have not in common are not related to the culture, but about personal choices. The things that I figured out is that definitely after marrying my husband, we use a lot more rice in cooking. That's the first thing. I liked rice before, but I didn't use it so frequently. Now I got to know many recipes that I can use rice and it can be nice as well. So that's, for example, first thing. The other is a lot of spicy products as well in cooking.
So do you like spicy before?
Before I liked spicy, but just a bit. And many meals I would make not spicy because I didn't like them spicy. But now, after some time, I started to like spicy things as well more, and I add spicy seasoning to way more dishes that I wouldn't think of adding before. So yeah, this one is for sure.
Yeah, but do your husband also maybe now like eating Polish food?
He likes Polish food as well. He's pretty open to new experiences. So whenever I make Polish food, he likes it too. Yeah. We use a lot of potatoes, a lot of bread. Yeah. So if you cook something tasty, no matter what culture it's from, it's gonna be tasty, right?
Yeah.
So it's good to experience new cuisine as well.
Yeah, that's all very great, I think, and also experience from Gosia. And yeah, I hope you will maybe learn better. I mean, in Islam, and also and also maybe do you have like messages to reader, maybe about Islam or something that you want to say?
Being Muslim in Poland is a challenge, but it's not impossible. So if you want to come here for studying or working, don't be afraid, because even though some Polish people may be not that open, but I would say a lot of people change now. We have more sources about Islam. There are new websites about Islam in Polish language, so people get to know Islam from this bright side as well. And I'm pretty sure that your experiences here would be nice. As a Muslims too.
That is great. Thank you very much, Gosia.
Thank you.
And terima kasih semuanya.
Makasih.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Terkadang sulit untuk mengekspresikan diri kita sendiri. Streva.id hadir untukmu untuk berada di zona nyamanmu. Subsidi ongkir dan promo lainnya hanya di @streva.id, www.streva.biz.id.
Makasih semua udah nonton. Silakan lihat vlogku yang lain. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.